So are you thinking about moving to Santa Maria, California? Well, in this video, we're going to dive into a map on my computer and I'm going to show you around Santa Maria. I'll walk you through some different neighborhoods. You'll see some different price points throughout Santa Maria. And then there's also a lot of other great features about Santa Maria. Wait until the very end, though, because I have a secret that you're not going to want to miss. And we're going to get after it right now. So if this is your first time to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know anything new that's happening in Santa Maria or other Central Coast areas. My name is Bruce Carson with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast, and I get phone calls, emails, and text messages from people just like you every day, and I absolutely love it. If you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text or an email. All my information is in the description below, so I can help you with a smooth transition to Santa Maria and the Central Coast. So as I mentioned, we're going through the map of Santa Maria, and I'm going to tell you a story or two here. Okay, so now we're on this map and showing Santa Maria, California. So Santa Maria is, we see it here. It is the northernmost city in Santa Barbara County. And so the very top of Santa Maria in Santa Barbara County butts up with the very bottom of San Luis Obispo County, just south of Nipomo, California. So we actually do have a river in Santa Maria. It's usually dry, but this last year we got plenty of rain, and we actually had some water going through the river, which was pretty cool. So Santa Maria is a pretty big town. It's known for, of course, the amazing Central Coast climate. Santa Maria has a lot of wineries, so you can go wine tasting and enjoy the wine there. It's a very lush, growing valley. So Santa Maria, they grow a lot of strawberries, and there's a lot of other fields that are out throughout Santa Maria, so that employs a lot of farm workers, and we always have fresh fruit. So it's really nice to be able to, stop on the side of the road and get some fruit that was picked, that same day. That happens all the time in Santa Maria. Santa Maria is also known for its barbecue, Santa Maria style barbecue, especially their tri-tip steaks. Now, I lived out of state for a while, and it was funny because I was working in restaurants at the time, and I remember the chef would just completely make fun of a tri-tip steak. How in the world could someone, these crazy California people, eat a tri-tip? It was just unheard of. But it's getting more and more popular, the tri-tip, and the Santa Maria barbecue is why it's so good. So we have, across the nation, there's all kinds of different types of barbecues, but the barbecues that they use to make these tri-tips is a pit barbecue, and it has like the crank. You might see these barbecues like at a public park where there's a big fire. So you get a big oak fire going, and then you raise and lower with a crank the whole grate or grill that goes in and just makes for delicious food. So that's kind of what Santa Maria is all about, kind of the pros and cons. Santa Maria has great weather. It is a little bit warmer than up in San Luis Obispo County. I'd say on average, they're probably just a few degrees warmer than up in the northern part of the Central Coast. It's close to the beaches, so you could probably get to Pismo Beach, depending on where you are in Santa Maria, probably 25-30 minutes. You could also go down south. You can go down to Lompoc, and Santa Maria is also really popular because it's close to Vandenberg Space Force Base. We'll talk about that a little bit later when we go to the southern part of Santa Maria. So if you're thinking about moving to Santa Maria, it's always a good idea to come and visit and see what's happening around the town. So you'll notice when you are shopping for homes that there are a lot of properties and a lot of neighborhoods in Santa Maria that have homeowners associations. And it seems a little bit strange that there would be homeowners associations in just a regular neighborhood. So there's not like a lot of rules and regulations, but there's an HOA that usually has a pretty small monthly fee that you would pay for a homeowners association. So especially like in some of these neighborhoods in the northern part of Santa Maria and getting down into the middle of the town, you can see the difference where a neighborhood has an HOA and when it doesn't. And the big difference, quite literally, I don't think it's unique to Santa Maria, but it is kind of unique on the Central Coast. That if there is no HOA in a neighborhood, then we tend to have a lot of vehicles parked out on the street and vehicles parked like on lawns because there's a lot of multi-generational groups of people that live in homes in Santa Maria. So the number of people per household probably averages a little bit higher than some of the other coastal towns. So you can go down one street and it can just be riddled with cars, and then the next street or two streets over, if there's a homeowners association, there are no cars on the street because it's regulated and they're keeping the streets looking good. So again, when you're shopping around for homes, if you see that HOA, don't shy away. It may be a good thing. It might mean that you're in a nice, clean neighborhood that's not going to be riddled with cars and cars, all over the street and all over lawns and everything. Now you can see, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, that with the exception of some cul-de-sacs and such, Santa Maria is basically set up on a grid system, which is really nice. It's easy to navigate. Okay, so we have two highways going straight through Santa Maria. We have the 101, that's the main highway that goes north and south, that goes all the way down to LA and beyond, and goes all the way up to the Bay Area and beyond. So 101, that's the main highway, and it goes directly through Santa Maria. And there are large streets, cross streets in Santa Maria as well, and they all have exits off of 101. So once you get off of the 101, you can come over here, and there's another highway. This is in town. It's called Broadway, and it's also Highway 135. And it goes straight through town. And then we have some large roads like Donovan here. We have Blosser over here going north and south, parallel to the 135. This should be Main Street right here, and Fessler. Then we get down to Betaravia and throughout all these neighborhoods. You can see that it's a pretty big town, and we do have a lot of shopping and everything that you need. Maybe not everything, but there are a lot of stores. There's good healthcare in Santa Maria as well. So a lot of big stores have moved in there just recently. We just got a new Costco, lots of big box, big brand stores are here in Santa Maria. So it's really nice for everyone on the Central Coast to be able to go and shop in those big name brand stores and enjoy some shopping. And Santa Maria actually has a mall. The town center mall is right there in Santa Maria as well. So you can get that mall experience. You can go inside, you can go into like big stores like Macy's and department stores, but you're also inside of a mall. So it's kind of fun. You can get the treats and the cute little shops inside of the mall in Santa Maria. As we go down a little bit farther south, then we get into the high schools, There's schools down here. We have a great airport in Santa Maria right here, the Santa Maria Airport. It's small. There's free parking, which is awesome. And right now, the only flights that we have are coming in and out of Las Vegas. But you can go there, you can park for free, you can fly to Vegas, stay in Vegas, have some fun, go to a football game or what have you, or fly out of McCarran Airport there in Las Vegas, and then you fly right back home into Santa Maria. So it's a nice, safe feeling airport. They always have police officers out in front, and again, the parking is free, and that makes a big difference when you're putting a budget together for a trip, because you can go up to San Luis Obispo and pay quite a bit of money each night to leave your car in the long-term overnight parking. So now as we get down further south, so here's Rigetti High School. We have another high school up way up here off of the Panther and North Suey. We have a high school up there. And then we have Orcutt. So 135 and 101, they all go down into Orcutt. Orcutt is the southernmost part of Santa Maria, and it is a very desirable place to be. Orcutt has some higher end houses. They have really big lots. They tend to have really big lots with their homes, and so they're not as crowded, and the houses aren't packed in as tight as they are in some of the other parts of Santa Maria. Orcutt also has the big multi-million-dollar homes, whereas up north, the homes are a little bit smaller, a little bit older, and they're going to be in the, five, six, $700,000 range. But down here, when we get down past Clark Avenue, we get into Rice Ranch, we get into this Orcutt Community Park area. That's where there's some really high-end, very nice homes. That's also popular because then down there, it connects to Highway 1. Highway 1 and 135 join up together right here in the southern part of Santa Maria. And so if you are commuting, which a lot of people do, commute from Santa Maria, maybe down south to Lompoc, and definitely over to Vandenberg Space Force Base. So just a couple of years ago, Vandenberg had a big change. They went from Air Force Base to Space Force Base. They've always been involved with space, and they've always launched rockets just because of the location out on the peninsula. It's a great place to fire rockets. But now we've switched over to Space Force Base, and I helped a lot of people, and a lot of other people came pouring into this area, civilians and military personnel going there to work at the Space Force Base. So it is cool. It's one of the main launch points for rockets like SpaceX to put rockets and satellites up into the atmosphere. So and then once you're down there in that southern part of the Air Force Base, then there's Lompoc down there, which is another big town, kind of a close to the coast town of Lompoc. After that, when people live in the southern part of Santa Maria, then it's not a bad commute to go down to Santa Barbara, which is south of us, and it's a big town. Santa Barbara is bigger than Santa Maria, and there's a lot of work in Santa Barbara. So there are a lot of people that commute, and it's still small enough that the commute is not a huge deal. We're not sitting in really slow, creepy, crawly traffic like some of the other parts of California. We're right here in the middle of the state, and we're close to the coast. So again, we're connected with all these highways. And Santa Maria and our Central Coast area, we're pretty much equidistant between San Francisco to our north, in the Los Angeles area to our south. So that also gives us access to a lot of sporting events, professional sports. Um, we have the Lakers, we have the Warriors, we have the A's, we have the Angels, and it goes on and on and on. We have football teams. So you have a lot of opportunity to go to sporting events. We also have in those big cities, all the big concerts come through, and Broadway shows and everything. So it's a few hours to drive to either city, but it still could be an easy weekend trip or kind of a long day trip to go down to one of those areas and enjoy a show or a game. So that's Santa Maria in a nutshell. We also do have golf in Santa Maria. We have the Santa Maria Country Club. We have Rancho Maria, which is a course out here off of Highway 1. Oh, there it is, Rancho Maria Golf Course. Good course, nice course. And then out to our east is where you'll head out Highway 166, and you can go out to, there's a big lake out there. You can go to Koyama, New Koyama, Taft, and then we get into Bakersfield and across into the Central Valley. So on the weekends, we see a lot of those valley people come over. It gets really hot in the valley and it stays cool here on the coast. So especially in the summer months, we have a lot of people pour in on the weekends, and our towns fill up with people that are coming out to cool down for a couple of days before they get back to work on Monday. So if you ever have any questions about the Central Coast, any of these towns, you're looking to move, buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please let me know. Again, I love helping people relocate, especially when you're moving. When we're way down here in by the Space Force base, a lot of people get shipped over and they're moving sight unseen. I've had several military personnel move and they didn't even see their home until they already closed and moved here. So I will help you with that whole relocation process. I can do everything with cell phones and video. I'm doing video right now. Look me up on YouTube and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see other videos that I've done talking about other municipalities along the Central Coast. So again, my name is Bruce Carson with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast, and all my contact information is listed below. So, and now you hung in there and you stayed until the very end. So my secret that I want to share with you is again going back to the barbecue, the Santa Maria style barbecue. There are some real gems that have barbecue here in town. We go out on the weekends and go to the barbecue events. They're set up out in parking lots, and there's a lot of fundraisers and people having big barbecues. So you can go out there, you can have a delicious tri-tip sandwich and barbecue to go when you go out on the weekends. You pretty much can just follow the smell and watch for the smoke. Because again, these pit barbecues are big. They don't burn charcoal. They're burning hot oak wood. So it's a real legit fire. It is a big event and a lot of fun. So I hope to see you soon. I hope to help you relocate to the Central Coast.